I'm doing this, first as a podcast, now turned YouTube channel, and I'm reading books and papers about the Paleolithic art. I often wonder, what did they believe, these people from 30,000 years ago? Gods, spirits, maybe nothing at all. Maybe they believe in the wind howling through the trees, the crackle of fire, the weight of hunger in their bellies. Who knows? Picture it, a cave, damp and dark, the stink of wet fur and burning fat. A hunter sits by the fire, eyes hollow, hands stained with red ochre. He presses his palm against the rock, leaves a print, stares at it like it means something. Maybe it does. Maybe it's a prayer. Maybe it's just something to do before the mammoth bone are cracked open for marrow. Maybe it's his way of marking the presence, shouting to the void, I'm here. The Upper Paleolithic, the world of cold nights and hard lives. They left their stories in the dark, painted in red and blacks. The walls of caves held their dreams, bison, deer, lion, frozen mid-stride, as if the chase never ended. Maybe it's a prayer, maybe it's a memory, maybe just the need to leave something behind. There were the Venus figurines, smooth, round, untouched by time. They were something sacred, a symbol of life, of birth, of plenty. I will leave a link for the Venus figurines episode. And the handprints, were they signature, a mark of belonging? In the dim light of the cave, the bison stood motionless, its outline drawn in sweeping, deliberate strokes. The hunter who painted the bison has seen it before, out in the plains, moving with the slow certainty of something that had always been there. Maybe it was just a picture, a way to remember the hunt. Maybe they gather around the fire and watch the shapes flickering in the half-light. Maybe it was the spirit of the dead animal, acknowledging it, making sure that the bison knows, somehow, that it feed the clan. There were the others, lions with empty eyes, mammoths whose tusks curled like the shape of the sun. They were all painted with care, as if they mattered, because they did. And then, time moved on. The ice melted. The great beasts vanished. The people who painted the cave walls became nothing but the bones in the soil. Their story faded. Their gods, if they had any, swallowed by the new ones, and then the newer ones after that. And yet, the paintings remained. The handprints remained, defying oblivion for no reason other than the sheer absurdity of existence itself. They would live their lives, hunt, dream, eat, have sex, have children, but they created art. Something meaningful. They had to. What kind of life is just surviving, collecting food, and wait for the next day? Maybe the art was just an accident, like fire, life, like the universe itself. Maybe some hunter pressed his hand to the wall one evening, not to pray, not to remember, but simply because he could. And maybe that was enough. Maybe a hunter was tired, and she had the blood on her hands. She leaned against the cave wall and rested, leaving the handprint. And that's how it became the thing. We don't know. But here we are, searching for meaning, with the same questions, with the same hunger, the same fleeting grasp on the present before it slips, wondering about the future that always seems bleak. And yet, their art remains. Our art will tell a story of who we were in the future, when our bones turn to dust.